finally, guys, our much awaited rich anti-straw fascinator is here. The tutorial is dropping now. Now, this rich anti-straw fascinator requires rapt attention. Now, I'm going to be teaching you how to go about it step by step. So here is your straw hat. So you just get your regular straw hat. This one is not the one with an indentation, and I'm going to be showing you how to apply this particular rose. This rose is on my page, and also I've covered my Alice band. Also, this is also on my page, so I'm going to be dropping the cards and then putting the link in the description. So this is how to start. Now you have to really be prudent with your items. So we're going to be using only the straw hat to make that full fascinator. So I'm going to count about 5 or 6 lines. If 5 or 6 is fine, and then we are going to disintegrate it at that 5 or 6. Yes, I think I'm using 6. Yeah, so you just disintegrate it there. Just be careful because they're held together in different strands of thread. So you just look for that strand of thread holding that part, and then you cut. You can use a blade if you want, but I'm actually using a scissors, which is a bit blunt, so it doesn't cut all the way through your straw your straw material. So all you just need to do is get that particular thread and cut, the thread following it, adjoining it. Now while you're trying to cut it, you be careful so you don't cut through the straw material. So as soon as you get that thread, and the one before it and the one before it, it's probably an easy journey because it just keeps ripping apart itself like that. Can you see that? So you don't even need to keep cutting and cutting, yeah, the thread. It just keeps ripping apart like that, and then you go all the way around. Now when you get to the end, you see that you're in another line of the straw, which is okay. So all we need to do is to cut it off. Can you see? So we are in another line. Can you see? So there is one space between. You just cut that off and you keep that aside. So that is one part. Now we're going to be cutting another circle from that straw hat. Remember, I told you we're going to be using only this straw hat material for the fascinator, both the bows and the arrangement and all that. So we're going to do another 5 steps, and then we are going to cut off the thread. If you're following me to this moment and you're not subscribed, you've not followed, what are you waiting for? This is something that having to know about it is going to fetch you a lot of money during this Christmas. I kid you not. So all you need to do is to follow this page, or you subscribe, you drop a comment, and you share. Yes, you share to those creative of yours who loves creative ideas. And so we're using a straw to create a fascinator. So we have gotten to the end of that also. Just rip it apart when you cut the thread, and then what you need to do is just to get your lighter to make sure that the edges are well opposed so they don't pull out. That's easy. Now what I'm going to be doing off camera is to remove all the threads that are showing, and then I'm going to be right back. But just use your lighter on all the edges that you cut through so they don't rip apart. So there we go. We're going to be removing all the thread, and I'll be right back. Now, after removal of the thread, which I've done, now we are going to start section by section. Yes, so you're going to be cutting off. Yes, you're going to be cutting through this one circle because we are going to be forming a bow with that. So we are going to be using the 2 circles we cut out, the outer part, to form bows. Now this could be a little bit tricky, but just be patient so that you can get a nice bow. Yes, just you have to be patient so you get a nice bow. And when you get the bow, just use your needle and thread to hold it down. Yes, so you just need like an 8-figure bow. Yeah, just an 8-figure bow is fine. And then just use your needle and thread to hold it down in the middle. So you can, if you get some excess, you can cut it off. That's fine. But this is exactly what the first one is going to be looking like. The bigger bow, the bigger circle will form more bows, more ruffles on the bow. Yeah, or more part of the bow. Let me put it that way. So you just need your needle and thread to hold this down. We're using the white since the color of the thread of the straw is something like white. Yes, so that makes it a lot easier. So you just hold it in about 5 or 6 indentations, or 5 or 6 bites. And the next one, the bigger one, you're going to be cutting also. Sorry, ignore the noise at the background. So all you need to do also is create loops with that particular circle. Now this one is bigger, so you have an opportunity to create bigger loops. Yes, so you can create bigger or wider loops with it. Now it took me a while to actually get the loops, but just be patient. You can get um circles of loops, yes, from the big one, and this is what it becomes. This is another one I'm trying again. So all you just need to do is make sure that the each of the sides of the loops are a bit equal. Yeah, each of the sides of the loops are a bit equal, so it doesn't look quite awkward. So again, what we are going to be doing is we're going to be using our needle and thread to hold it down when we are all done. Yes, we're going to be using our needle and thread to hold it down when we are all done. So I'm just trying to get the two loops, making it look nice and pretty. And then when we applied the needle and thread, we got it right down. So it looks like a boat. It looks like a lovely boat. I'm going to be putting this like a cross. Yes, one, big small one that we did initially at the lower part, and then the big one that we folded into two loops at the top, and then we are going to be securing nicely with our needle and thread. Some people can decide to use a hot glue gun or a fabric glue, but I prefer to adhere it really well first my um with my needle and thread, which is always um a very good aspect of security for me. So you can decide which way you want to join your um loops, or you want to join your bows together. So your choice. So but I am using my needle and thread, which is tested and trusted. Yes, again, if you're following me, I'm Creative Nuspreneur, and this is our rich anti-straw fascinator. Rich anti-straw fascinator. I've got so many more tutorials on my channel where you're going to be using your hands to create lovely masterpieces and items. So make sure you follow this page because there's so much to learn. Now at this point is getting a bit harder, but we keep moving because we want to ensure that we hold everything in place. Now durability is very important when it comes to fascinators, because the fascinator that you create for someone today, the person wants to use it for a long time. And fascinator is not something that you use every single day. So anytime you create a fascinator, make sure that durability is your watchword. Make sure that you adhere all the pieces together very well so it doesn't fall apart. Now we are going to be attaching. Now just this is another way of just putting your loops on the Alice band directly, but we are still going to be using that part of the straw hat remaining. Now look at the way I'm pinching the middle. Just pinch the middle that way. Just pinch a little. Yeah, just watch and learn. Pinch, and then we are going to be using our needle and thread. Let's just get a knot from this particular one that we used for this one, and then we are going to be pinching a needle and the remaining straw material. So I'm just making a knot from here. I'm just making a knot. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate every one of you that you're involved in this, in helping this channel grow. Every of your comments are precious to me. Thank you so much. I'm pinching it now. So after pinching, ignore the background noise, guys. There's a firebox going on right behind me. So all we need to do is to use our needle and thread to hold it down at the point of pinching. Yes, another needle and thread we're using to hold it down at the point of the pinching. Yes, so we gotta be a bit careful with that because of your fingers, but it's looking really looking good already. Yes, it's looking good already. So after pinching with about 2 or 3 bites, we are going to be putting that on our Alice band. So we are going to be using the remaining straw material that we've pinched on our Alice band. And that's what we're going to be doing now so that we can keep it secure. Now you might have to do this a few times, about 6 or 7 times. You're going to be winding your thread with the needle and thread around the Alice band. Like I said, durability is key when it comes to creating fascinators. We want a fascinator that is well adhered together. We want a fascinator that would be durable. So that is very important. So you can see how I'm applying it. I'm applying it to the side of the fascinator of the Alice band. Yes, if you want to know how I wrap this Alice band, again, there is a video on wrapping of Alice band on my channel, so do well to go through it. I'm going to be putting the cards here or dropping the link in the description. Yes, or you can check the end screen also, so whichever one you like. I've also got the rose I used to decorate this rich antique straw fascinator is also on my page. So sincerely, this is a page to follow. If you're creative, you want ideas, on this page you're going to be getting lots of premium content. So make sure you follow, you like, and you share. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate all your support on this channel. We are growing bigger, better, and stronger, and that is a plus. Now we still are holding on with the joining of the Alice band with the pinched straw material. I'm trying to ensure that it is well adhered together before I stop. So this has to, you really have to take your time with this one. And sincerely, when you do it and you get it and it's well adhered to each other, it is a plus for you. Yes, let me say it is a plus for you. So when you're all done with that, we are going to be applying the bows, the loops of bows that we made initially. We're going to be applying it to it. Now these are different items that you have on my channel, so you can go through my channel and you can learn how to do all of this and many more. All right, so thank you so much, guys. Now this is what we want to replicate. Yeah, so I'm just trying to see if we are on track. Yes, this is what we want to replicate. So luckily we're on track. So all we need to do now is to apply the loops right there. Again, we are going to be going with a needle and thread in and out. Now don't worry about the thread showing at the top here, because we are going to be covering that top with that bogus flower I showed initially, the black bogus flower I showed initially. And now I've got that also on my Etsy and eBay shop. If you are interested to order for yours, I'm going to be dropping the link of my Etsy and my eBay shop at the end of this video on the description box. Yes, so if you want to order for yours, we've got variety of colors. And if you want to learn, go to my channel and you can learn from it. So it's a win-win. You either learn or you buy. All right, guys, so I'm still adhering all of the pieces together with my needle and thread. Like I said, you can decide to use a fabric glue or you can decide to use a hot glue gun. It's totally up to you, but I prefer, for extra added security, I prefer using my needle and thread, which is always tested and trusted all the time. So at this point, I can see that you can see that I'm trying to, pinch at all the ends to ensure that my fascinator is well adhered together. Yes, luckily I'm using the same color of the um straw hat, which is beautiful. I'm also going to be covering the part of the Alice band that the thread is going through, so don't you worry. The little part of that straw hat that I cut away initially, I'm going to be using that to cover. Now you can see that I made use of the material judiciously. I ensured that the material is used judiciously, no wastage, nothing. Every of your fabric roses, any of your fabric material, your straw material, they are all very important items of your business, and you have to make sure that you treat them well and do not waste them. Yeah, so as you're learning how to make, you're also learning a lot of things more on this channel. So make sure you continue to follow me on this channel. Now the next thing we are going to be doing after that is to join our roses together with this, and that's going to be the next step. But I'm just trying to make sure that each of the parts are well added together. I'm picking the needle. I'm using a big needle anyways. Yes, a big needle, and the thread is wound about 8 times, so just to make sure that it is strong enough. Now at this point I think I'm okay. I'm just going to add my rose on it, and that makes a beautiful fascinator. You can decide to apply anything to the sides if you want, but this is a finished product. I've applied some beads at the top, yes, already off camera. Yes, you can use your hot glue gun to do that. You've got some little beads, you can apply it, and this is a finished product. Like I said, I'll be covering that part of the Alice band where the thread shows. Now this is a finished product. If you like what you see, make sure you like, share, comment, and make sure that you join on the next one. Till I see you in my next one, stay safe, be good. Bye for now.